Hi, this is Kees with remodelblock.net. This is the third video in our series about air tools that we use often on our job sites. The first video was about framing nailers, the second one about a finish nailer and some staplers, and this last one is about air compressors and a few miscellaneous tools we like to use. Alright, so what I have here is the Snap-on PH3050. It is kind of their heavy-duty air chisel. These are mostly used in the automotive industry. We like to use it to remove stucco. It will go through a lot of air, so a small hot dog compressor might not be enough. If you have two of these going, or actually even if you have this one going all the time, you basically need a bigger compressor. We'll talk about that in just a little while. It works great. I bought this thing off of eBay for like $115. The guy who sold it said it was in great shape. Well, of course it wasn't, so it ended up, the whole thing had to be rebuilt, but for another $115 it was returned to factory specs. I actually took this to my mechanic and asked him to ask the Snap-on sales rep when he comes by to take a look at it, which he did, and it has been working absolutely great. This thing, we've used it, you know, for like days on end and in a row, and it just keeps going. So as long as you oil it well, it just works great. So this particular model came with a quick disconnect chuck. Not all of them do. I think if you have to buy this separately, I think it's an extra $75. But it's very easy to kind of take your bits in and out. And otherwise it has like a spring that you have to deal with, and it works too. This is just a little quicker, that's all. Next up is of course the indispensable blower that everybody who owns an air compressor has, because I mean, how cool is that, right? I mean, great to clean up the job site, your tools, yourself. What else is there to say? Now, a variation on that theme is this. It's actually the same idea as a blower. Oh, I can't demonstrate it because it has a smaller fitting, but it's the same idea as the regular blower, only someone had the bright idea of attaching a piece of 1/4-inch copper tubing to it. So, and the reason this is great is that when we do a retrofit, earthquake retrofit work that we do a lot of here in the San Francisco area, you drill your hole, you can kind of, even a very deep hole, you simply put this down there and you can really get a good cleaning with compressed air. Whereas obviously I used to use this guy and attach a little piece of rubber tubing to it, which works also, but this is kind of more, you know, the cat's meow. There you have it. Next, we'll talk a little bit about air compressors. Oh, by the way, the other attachment that I use and really like is one that I can use to inflate my car and truck tires with. It's in the back of the car, so I can't show it to you right here. It costs only a couple of bucks, but a very handy thing to have. Let's talk about compressors. This tiny one is made by Thomas. It's called the Ultra Air Pack, and the model of it is the T617HD-59F. It just draws 3.7 amps. It says it's a 3-gallon tank, although it looks more like 2 to me. It weighs only 26 pounds. It doesn't use any oil. It's an oilless model. It has a electric motor that is rated for continuous use, and it is absolutely fantastic for like small little projects where you don't feel like lugging a 60-pound hot dog compressor, which I'll show you next, around. It's also very quiet. Let's turn this thing on. See, so this is, you can actually have a conversation while this thing is running. Now, obviously, this is only good for, let's say, a brad nailer or a finish gun. If you want to put a framer on it, you can probably go for a couple of nails and then you'll have to let the compressor catch up. Pressure gauge is over here. Let's turn this guy around. This has a little air filter right on the top here. So our connector for the hose is right here, on-off switch. Right up there. There's a drain cock here at the bottom. I replaced on all my compressors the drain cocks because the old ones had a little T-shaped nozzle at the bottom, and those things always hurt your fingers like heck to open and close them. These here came, I think, from the Home Depot. They were like, I don't know, $3 or $4. And they open up very easily to drain the tank and close just as easily. The only drawback about this compressor is the price. If you buy them brand new, they're about $700, plus you have to get them shipped. You can find them on eBay used. I've seen them actually just now ranging from $350 to $550, and shipping is often on top of that. But if you can pick one up used somewhere, I'd say do it. Don't wait a moment. They really are great, and yeah, I don't have anything but good things to say about it. This is the Hitachi EC12. That is the compressor we take with us on most jobs. You can easily run 2 framing nailers off it, no problem. The 2 drain cogs, whoops, right here. Turn it around. So here's our, our hose connector, probably better seen a little bit from the side. And there's the on-off switch, pressure regulator, 2 gauges. So this puppy weighs in at a hefty 60 pounds. It cost $200, so it won't break the bank. Has worked flawlessly for us. However, I have a colleague who has the exact same unit, and he often seems to have trouble that once the compressor comes back on to rebuild pressure, the engine kind of gets stuck. It's sort of fighting against the residual pressure in the tank. We took it somewhere because there was a fellow who thought he could fix it, but that didn't work. So I'm not quite sure what my friend has done with it. I was trying to push him to just buy a new one, but I'm not sure if he has or not. So let's see, 2 horsepower. What else is there? Oh yeah, this of course does take oil right here. So every once in a while it has a little drain screw right here. You take the bolt out, let the oil out, and refill it with new. It makes plenty of noise. I think if you watch the framing gun video, you heard it go. I'll plug this in so you can get a sense of it in case you missed the first video. Oh, that's exciting. So obviously we have to let some pressure out. Yeah, I had to reach over to grab some stuff that was vibrating off the table. So here you have it. This wraps up the last of 3 videos on air tools that we use on our job sites. I hope it was informative. If you have any questions, please feel free to do so in the comment section below or at our blog, which you can find at remodelblog.net. I hope it was useful. See you again next time.